Today's episode of The Mandalorian really brought back a lot of stories from the Clone Wars. Right from the opening, we're reminded of that one very not-so-great arc with the Quarren and the Mon Calamari in the Clone Wars. While the two species did finally coexist at the end of that arc, we can see that that certainly is not the case now. The Mon Calamari still seem to have feelings of hatred towards their longtime neighbors at sea. Now, moving to something a little more interesting, we saw the return of battle droids and super battle droids in live action. Now, as much as I loved seeing them back, there was something that was a little different. I do not remember super battle droids being able to do all the agile turns and spin arounds that the battle droid did in that chase with the Mandalorian. So, I've also never seen a battle droid throw something at someone to escape. But then again, I've never seen a super battle droid run away from anything during the Clone Wars. We have to remember that super battle droids were a formidable threat, and even clones sometimes had difficulty taking them down. But they were so hard to defeat because of their armor and strength, not their speed and agility. While the super battle droid in The Mandalorian did have tremendous strength, he was also fast and creative like a commando droid, which didn't really sit right with me. Then again, we also have to consider the fact that droids were not being used to their full potential during the war. Super battle droids could have been capable of higher level critical thinking. We just don't know because they were programmed to only follow the orders of their superiors and were never really seen to think on their own. At the end of the day, I don't really mind super battle droids being shown as more powerful than they were in the Clone Wars, because that just makes the clones look even more powerful in comparison. And because I'm a huge fan of clone troopers, I'll take that any day. Another reference that we see to the Clone Wars is in the duel that Bo-Katan has with Axe Wolves. This duel, though much less epic, is very similar to the duel with Pre Vizsla and Darth Maul. Both duels have the objective of gaining power over or control over soldiers or resources. But while Maul wanted power, Bo-Katan wants peace. She wants all the Mandalorians to come together. While this episode of The Mandalorian wasn't that great, I think it had some really cool details that help expand what we know about the Star Wars universe.